Good morning, and welcome to the What Inspired Me Today podcast, a podcast created to inspire you to be the very best that you can be. My name is Stephen Matthew, and this is what inspired me today. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. It is an honor and a privilege to be speaking with you today. Today, I wanted to talk about something that is close to my own heart and something that we should all think about in our own lives. We have a lot of our lives that are consumed with our own work, but what I wanted to emphasize today is the importance of developing passions for our hobbies. Now, our work is oftentimes to do with what we are paid to do so that we can pay our bills and be able to make sure that we have all of our necessities met. However, hobbies don't have to necessarily be something that is paid. They can be passion projects, they can be things that pique our interest, they don't have to be permanent, they can be things that we try and then do different things, and so that we have variety and spice of life. The quote that I wanted to share with you today is from Bishop T.D. Jakes. He says this: "If you can't figure out your purpose, figure out your passion, for your passion will lead you right into your purpose." We all are passionate about different things. We can be passionate about sports, we can be passionate about TV and film, we can be passionate about music, we can be passionate about theology. We can have different passions for different things. We might be really passionate about politics. There are a lot of things that we can be passionate about, and our passion can come and go as well. Now, there are some really great benefits to developing a hobby. Once again, this doesn't have to be something that has to be our main course of income or anything, but it's something that allows us to delve into things that might help us to engage in our creativity and to give us a zest for life. So there are ways that we can balance out nurturing our hobbies alongside our work life as well. Engaging in hobbies provides you an escape from pressures of work and allows you to recharge and rejuvenate your own mind. Hobbies give you the space where you can then unwind or disconnect from work-related stress and then find solace in activities that bring you joy. So it helps with your holistic well-being. Hobbies can ignite your sense of creativity, and that actually has wide-scale effects on all of your life. As you start to creatively think through what you want to do and what you want to pursue, that will then help you to realize some of the problems that might arise and then figuring out how to solve those problems. And so it allows you ultimately not only to engage in your creative self, but it actually does help with your work life as well, because then you are also thinking differently to then solve problems in those fields of work. Hobbies actually help you to improve and focus and have attention to detail and then develop a discipline if you are continuing and being consistent with your hobby. And so as a result of that, that sense of work ethic that you develop for your hobby can then also be directly affected with your work. As I've mentioned before, engaging in things that actually give us joy can actually promote our mental and emotional well-being, and engaging in those activities that you love triggers the sense of endorphins in your brain. It gives you a release of dopamine and serotonin in your brain that helps you to then continue to act on those experiences. These are the feel-good hormones. Now, these endorphins then therefore reduce stress and anxiety, and it gives you an overall ripple effect throughout your life. Having a hobby then gives you an identity beyond your work as well. If you're someone whose entire personality or life revolves around your work, having something else extra helps you to cultivate a multifaceted identity that extends beyond your work. And it reminds you that you're more than just your job title. You get to do other things, and your life is made up of more things. The other big thing that it allows you to do, especially depending on the type of hobby, is that you can actually expand your social circle and your social sphere and social influence as well. What I mean by that is that you get to meet other like-minded individuals that share a hobby that you can engage with on a regular basis so that you are feeling fulfilled with your social and emotional connections as well. So all of this to say, just like as the quote says here, all of us try and find different elements of purpose that we feel connected to and a sense of meaning in our life. But if you can't figure out what your purpose is, figure out what your passion is, because your passion will lead you right into your purpose. Now, these don't have to be grandiose, but you might find that maybe you enjoy crafting things. Maybe you enjoy baking. Maybe you enjoy cooking, or maybe you enjoy engaging in sports commentary because you'd like watching things and then discussing that with your friends. These all will provide a sense of meaning and purpose outside of just our work life. That is something to be mindful of because you might have something that you're really passionate about and that might give you a sense of meaning and purpose in your own life. Now, a couple things to note. Passions come and go, right? It does take discipline and it takes concerted effort in order to maintain a passion, but it does have its ebbs and flows throughout our life. Passion is wonderful, and passion gives us a sense of drive and a sense of work ethic, at least initially. But it's just like running a race, right? You don't want to start out super strong, super fast right at the beginning and then peter off in the middle and then lose in the end. What you would like, ideally, is that you develop a passion that you are strongly attached to and that you can actually maintain for a period of time. This period of time doesn't have to be forever. With our passion and with our interest, a couple things to bear in mind, especially if you feel like your passion has waned for your specific area of interest, it is totally okay to rekindle it at any time. So, how can we rekindle our sense of passion for our hobbies? One way to rekindle our sense of passion for our hobbies is to become aware of what keeps us captivated. Take note about the hobbies that you have tried before or the things that you used to be passionate about and what made it special, right? What was the thing that actually held your attention and allowed you to be passionate about it and engage you? For example, it is okay to take breaks and then go back to something. This podcast is a really great example. I was doing daily podcasts for a long while, and they were a lot shorter than they are now. But even that small act of trying to make a podcast and then do all the development around it, that took a bit of time, and it started to become a grind, especially later on as I was trying to batch record and do a whole bunch of stuff in advance. And then it became work. And so I lost that sense of passion about it because, hey, this is becoming more than something that just engages my mind and engages my curiosity. So the second thing that we can do is to develop our sense of curiosity. Curiosity is the force that fuels your enthusiasm for doing stuff. It generates new questions and new answers. It makes you want to learn more about stuff, and it allows you to start questioning things. So take note of the questions you have about your hobby and use your thirst for knowledge as an indicator for your curiosity. Do you even have a thirst for learning about it? Do you have questions about it? That will then give you the framework to be able to pursue your hobby. And then finally, take action when you are doing it. It's the action that makes us fall in love with something. It's what happens when we experience things for the first time or in the first place. And then look at your notes. Once again, if you haven't already noticed, take notes about what is going on with your own mind, how you're thinking about things, and what you want to pursue as you start to take the first step, right? Sometimes, just like Nike says, just do it. Once you just do something and then you can learn about what you like, what you don't like, then you have a framework to be able to work on your passion and to become better at it. So I say all of this because podcasting is something that I'm passionate about. I like doing it. It is, for me, at least a hobby. It's not something that is necessarily a job, and I don't want it to become a job. And so I encourage you, find things that you are passionate about. Find things outside of your work, things that give you a sense of meaning and purpose. Maybe you will find that in work as well. But having something separate that is just yours, that challenges your creativity, that challenges your sense of purpose. If you don't know what your purpose is, find out what your passion is, because your passion will drive you to your purpose. With that said, have a great week.